Have you ever noticed how dirty Canada's shorelines can get and wonder if you can do anything to help?
We'll find out how on this edition of Gen Y. On today's show, we bring you a group of dedicated teens who are making a difference in the environment.
And Surrey students come together to learn about the importance of talking about mental health.
Also, the journey to becoming Miss Teen Canada.
See all this and more right now on Gen Y.
Hello and welcome to Gen Y, a show for youth and by youth. I'm Ben.
And I'm Jasmine. Today we'll be bringing you different stories highlighting topics of interest to us teens.
And up first, we show you what a huge difference teens can make when they come together to pick up the litter that ends up on the shorelines.
Experiences Canada is a national charity that promotes youth travel and exchange inside Canada for junior and senior high school students. Our regular program travels about 5,000 people across the country each year, typically in groups of 10 or more, where they spend a week in each other's community. So we're working with a whole bunch of nonprofit organizations and people like the Vancouver Aquarium to really give them a deeper sense of how they can get involved and make a difference. So today, they were involved in a shore cleanup. They got a clear understanding of what is the impact of pollution and garbage and how that's affecting our waterways.
It's important because we're so close to the ocean, like it's immediately going to come into the ocean. So further away, it's less urgent, but like here, we're so close to the ocean, there's so much garbage, it's just gonna go right in and animals are gonna eat it, and they're gonna choke on it, and they're gonna die.
There's a water bottle!
When you look at the environment, it's just getting worse and worse, and that's basically on us as humans, and we have to start counteracting all the problems we're causing by living in this modern age world where we're making pounds and pounds of garbage just living every day.
It's so different when you actually see it. You know, the things that those kids hauled up, these giant pieces of styrofoam and all these, you know, just really weird pieces of garbage that you wouldn't expect. Like, what would these things be doing down by a shoreline anyway? Like, what were these people thinking?
So 10 bottle caps. I did get a couple lids too. You can have 2 lids to that.
Okay.
I actually found like a syringe, which was interesting, and I also found like a Costco membership.
We found like whole cups, we found like a bunch of straws, we found all kinds of stuff, and over there is 2 huge logs, and for some reason there was garbage inside the logs, and they're high up, you have to climb to get into the logs. And we found, I think, like 6 juice boxes. Someone found some cans. Someone found a whole cardboard box.
Well, one thing I found was a full metal fork and like an old Frisbee, a bunch of glass bottles, just a ton of glass pieces. In the old days, you'd have to collect your recycling and bring it all the way to the thing, and like today, people can't even bother to stuff it in their pocket while they're walking for 5 minutes to put it in the nearest garbage can.
You'll come up and you're gonna tip what you've got into the bags.
I think that people think that if it's just one piece, it doesn't matter. Or they think that like, oh, there's not a garbage can nearby, so it's okay if I just drop 1 piece. I don't litter that much anyways, but it really adds up.
Within a half an hour, how much these kids can actually pull together and how much garbage there is. I think unless you actually go and get a hands-on experience like that, it all becomes stuff that's happening to other people. Now it's very relatable for these young people. They'll go home and they'll look at their own shorelines and they'll look at their own parks, and probably the next time they see stuff like that, they'll pick it up.
You gotta practice what you're thinking. So if you're thinking, well, I don't agree with littering, but it's just one time and it's inconvenient for me. Like, you gotta practice what you preach.
It's really easy to get involved, and once you are involved, it's really fun, and you get to meet a lot of new people that you wouldn't meet without Experiences Canada.
Well, I learned the importance of actually going and out there and doing something. You can stand all day and think, okay, I can do this to help and this to help, but without actually doing it, you're not actually impacting the world in any meaningful way.
My secret plan really is that I'm giving them the network, the tools, and the confidence so that really they become a force that can really change things in a much faster way than any generation previously.
I had no idea the impact that littering has on wildlife.
Me neither, and I think that would be a great organization to get involved with.
Next, we meet Madison Stewart, who was recently crowned Miss Teen Canada.
Today, we are in South Surrey, getting to know the newly crowned Miss Teen Canada, Madison Stewart.
My journey to become Miss Teen Canada started just roughly around a year ago, and I signed up for Miss Teenage BC, and then I kind of went on and did another pageant from there, and then I got invited to the most recent one, which is Miss Teen Canada, which is held in Montreal, Quebec, and I won.
Madison Stewart.
Winning the pageant was an amazing experience for Madison.
Oh my God, I was in shock. Honestly, never expected it because all the girls there were so good, they're so talented and well-spoken.
Madison has a number of reasons why she got involved in pageants.
I chose to compete in pageants because I wanted to challenge myself, and I've always been kind of a nervous speaker, and I was always more on the shy side, and I thought it was a good challenge to be able to stand up in front of like hundreds of people and speak and put myself out there.
We were curious to know about Madison's platform as a contestant.
Every contestant had to choose a platform or something they believed in and stood up for, and what I decided to choose was working with special needs children and raising more awareness towards that because my sister has ADHD, which stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, and a severe learning disability, and I wanted to raise more awareness towards that, and I wanted to get rid of that negative stigma, and I also wanted people to not be as nervous or maybe more awkward around people with special needs.
Madison loves spending time with her sister and has learned a lot from it.
We do so many things together. One of our favorite things to do is watch movies, we watch TV together. We love doing arts and crafts because we're both really artsy. And I also like to help her with her homework. Anyone who has someone who's a sibling or a family member or someone around their school who maybe has special needs or has a learning disability, just be very kind and patient, and again, have an open mind and just have no judgment.
If you are interested in joining a pageant, Madison had this to say.
It's amazing. You meet so many amazing girls. Everyone there is actually really sweet and very kind, and you almost work as a team together, supporting each other, and no matter what happens. And I think it's a really amazing experience, and I think a lot of girls should get involved in pageants. Put yourself out there. A lot of people going to pageants are in the same position you are. They don't know anyone going there. It's good to put yourself out of your comfort zone because it allows you to grow.
Congratulations to Madison for winning Miss Teen Canada and for raising awareness about ADHD and other learning disabilities. This is Ben signing out for Gen Y.
I never realized how much time and effort is put into pageants.
And Madison winning a national competition is very impressive. Way to go, Madison! After the break, Surrey students hear stories about mental health firsthand.
And we will find out how a grade 12 student in New West is creating awareness about dementia.
Gen Y will be right back.
Is it okay to say
No.
Would I be allowed to say
No.
How long does it take to get to third base?
Long. Trust me.
Welcome back to Gen Y.
Recently, Surrey students left their classroom for a day to attend a conference on balancing the mind.
This conference goals are to increase awareness about mental health and to reduce the stigma surrounding it. Balancing Our Minds was the theme today of a very informative and inspiring mental health forum attended by Surrey students.
Today is Balancing Our Minds Surrey. So it's a mental health promotion event where we have youth sharing their stories. I'm one of the speakers, so sharing my own story. And we're hoping to reduce stigma and get the people talking about mental health and get people excited about talking about mental health. The goal of Balancing Our Minds is to erase the stigma and make mental health cool and be able to talk about it with everybody in this age population. Because the earlier we can intervene and the earlier people recognize the signs of mental illness, the better we are as a society.
Mental health can affect anyone, and you may not even realize if someone is struggling.
In high school, I was definitely someone that you would not picture as having a mental health issue. I was a very go-lucky, happy-looking kind of athlete student and I think a lot of people didn't know that about me, that I was really suffering from depression and anxiety.
There are many reasons why talking about mental health is important.
I think this particular event is really a good thing to have because mental health issues are things that are sort of swept under the rug, and they have been for quite a while, and that's not a good thing because everybody struggles with it. So I think it's really good to be open and honest about it and for people to come together and discuss their issues and realize that they're not alone.
I feel like we need to talk about it so much more than we do now, and this is a great stepping stone and opening, especially children who are so young at this age, to be able to tell them that it's okay to talk about it, because even with people who are our age, just the stigma around talking about mental health is really difficult and a lot of people don't understand it.
It was so awesome to see that mental health awareness starts at a young age.
We're here because we need to be fully educated on this stuff so that they don't hold back, so that we get more education besides the fact of just math and writing and reading.
I think this event is really cool because you get to see what the scenarios are and how to deal with those issues and what are the problems and how to deal with them.
I think this event is so great. From this event, we can learn from other people who were suffered by the mental health before, but now they became confident and that they can overcome those problems.
These are really fantastic people who are sharing these remarkable stories about tragic things that have happened to them, and then they're overcoming it in such a powerful, meaningful way and getting help from such wonderful people, and it's just so great.
Andrea Poquette knows very well the stigma around mental illness.
A way to stomp out stigma is just to talk about mental health in a productive, engaging, and open way, and just being willing to learn about it. You know, I went through depression so low where I literally couldn't taste my food, and I gave up on life. I had a suicide attempt, and I never thought that life could get better. And so with the stigma, you know, it really makes people feel ashamed. There's a self-stigma as well, where people don't want to talk about mental health. But if we shatter that and we have the lines of communication open for conversation, then it's an amazing thing.
There were many inspiring messages for those dealing with mental health issues.
Speak up about it. It's super, super scary, I'll admit, but it can really be the difference. And also just be a really, really good listener. Just when someone's telling you something, just try not to be judgmental and just be a good listener. It'll really open your eyes.
Definitely speak up about your issues. I know it's really hard for you guys right now, and you may think that you're alone even if you're surrounded by people, but honestly, just open up and talk and you realize that everybody around you is exactly the same as you.
Everybody gets stressed off at times. Everybody has pain. Everybody feels pain. There's no one who's immune to pain, so we should all speak up about our pain and the things we feel.
Don't be afraid to talk about what's going on. You're not alone, you're not crazy, you're not stupid, you're not isolated or weird. Everybody's going through something. We just need to talk about it a lot more than we do now.
Wow, what a great event talking about mental health. Bringing awareness now is the first step to opening our minds, stopping stigma, and giving hope to future generations. This is Alessandra signing off for Gen Y.
Wow, those were some inspiring stories.
Yes, they were, and it's so important that we all talk more about our mental health and to break the stigma.
Speaking of stigma, we now bring you a story on a grade 12 student in New West who has done some amazing work at educating others about dementia.
We are in New Westminster to meet an accomplished student named Eva, whose work and research with neuroscience and HIV is truly making a difference.
When I was was younger, my great-grandfather passed away with dementia, and one of my best friends had very severe depression, so mental health issues and dementia became very important to me. And once I discovered that the Initiative for Neuroscience and Dementia exists, I was very excited to get on board with this initiative and see how I could help.
Didn't you find love?
We asked Eva about the Initiative for Neuroscience and Dementia, or IND Club.
So the Initiative for Neuroscience and Dementia, or IND, is a youth-run nonprofit organization that strives to raise awareness and funds for neurocognitive disorders and mental health research and awareness. I started the club at New Westminster Secondary, and I've also helped UBC and a few other schools in British Columbia open branches of the organization at their own schools.
New Westminster Secondary is home to many of the amazing initiatives Eva is involved in.
One of the projects we're working on is a mural. One of our grade 11 students presented the idea, and since then she's been leading the creation of this artwork. What it is a student who's crouched down on the ground, and out of his head, like a thought bubble, comes up a brain, and it's colored like a galaxy, and on it we're going to have little stars with information about helplines if someone is feeling maybe the onsets of depression, but also inspiring quotes and positive messages to encourage people to have good mental health and help others who might be struggling.
As a finalist of the Loran Scholarship, Eva was in the company of other outstanding youth across Canada.
My experience with Loran has been truly amazing. I was able to meet over 80 very inspiring students from around Canada at the finalist level in Toronto this past winter. It was an amazing experience to be able to network with everyone and hear about other people's accomplishments and what we could all do to be better leaders in our communities.
Eva had a message for youth who are thinking about making a difference.
I think that as a young person, it can sometimes be intimidating to find the support or to find the courage to reach out for support in your initiatives. But I think it's very important to stay true to yourself, true to your passions, and find those people in the community who can help you, because there are many of them. It takes some time and a lot of effort to reach out to everyone who can help you, but they are there and it's definitely worth it.
Eva shows us that you are never too young to make an impact in the world of science and research. This is Daphne, signing off for Gen Y.
Such a moving story, and again, really shows the importance of talking and sharing with others.
That's so true. And now stay tuned, because after the break, we're bringing you a group of teens who are turning grocery shopping into a more pleasant experience. After the break, the Jazz Hillbillies entertain shoppers while raising money for Children's Hospital.
Gen Y will be right back.
They say that just before you die, your whole life flashes before you. So what do you see just before you live?
Creating local TV that matters to your community. Shaw TV, your local voice.
Welcome back to Gen Y.
We are coming to you from beautiful Vancouver's Shaw Tower. Now Jasmine, do you have any musical talents?
I don't, however, our next story is about those who do.
Yes, they sure do. Students from Elgin Park Secondary are members of the Jazz Hillbillies, and they are showcasing their talents in front of Save On Foods out in White Rock.
All while raising money for Children's Hospital.
On a sunny Sunday in White Rock, Save On Foods customers were treated by incredible music performed by the Jazz Hillbillies.
Today we are playing at Save On Foods, and we are actually fundraising for the BC Children's Hospital. We love playing here, and we thought it would be a nice way to give back to the community.
We
had like connections from our band teacher, so he invited us to play once, and ever since we've just come back.
Raising funds for Children's Hospital has personal meaning for this group.
We approached Save on Foods probably about a year ago and asked if we could perform here as a combo. They said it was a great idea and that it would be also a good idea to raise money for the BC Children's Hospital.
It definitely takes a toll on a personal for me because, you know, my brother went to the Children's Hospital and I think it's definitely a good cause, you know.
We talked to Melody at Save On about their involvement.
We have small bands, we have choirs from the schools, we have schools come in that might do other projects like some of their woodworking or metalworking. They'll kind of show off some of the stuff that they do. So as much as we can get the schools, whatever they like to do, to come out and just promote it, then that's what we do.
It was clear that the crowd was enjoying the performance.
It's been very positive so far. It's been pretty successful couple of performances that we've had in the past couple months.
It's been great. We have so many people coming up to us and saying, "Oh, I was a musician too. This is the same kind of music we play." It's so fun to hear that kind of feedback.
And the customers love the fact there's something right out in front of the store. They're stopping and they like the fact that they're seeing lots of people gather around, the nice, slow, smooth blues music. It's nice and cool for them when they come in on a nice day.
Working together as a team is one of the reasons this band enjoys performing.
I personally love just hanging out with my friends. It's a great way to interact, and it's just a lot of fun.
The thing that we like the most probably is the fact that we're playing with our friends. It's really fun to get together with your friends and play music.
Definitely a good group team building sort of exercises as well. You know, getting together with four other people and playing some music, you know.
Thanks so much to the Jazz Hillbillies for putting on a great show. You can really see the impact they have on our community. This has Ben, for the last time ever, signing out for Gen Y.
What amazing talent, and I love their name, Jazz Hillbillies.
What a catchy name. Well, that's a wrap for this edition of Gen Y.
Actually, that's a wrap for the Gen Y show on Shaw TV since 1995.
That's so sad to hear that this is the end of community programming for Shaw TV.
The good news is you can still check out our past shows on our website or our YouTube channel.
I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Ben. Signing out for the last time for Gen Y. Thanks for watching.
Gen Y is brought to you by Options Community Services.
Generation Y is a new monthly program that will address issues that concern today's youth.
Oh, great. Another one of those teen shows, eh?
This TV is also a mirror of what society is. It's kind of a blend.
When like the kids do something bad or like they screw up in school and like your parents brand you and they think you're like bad and stuff. And then like you build walls around your relationship with your parents.
As usual, we have an intelligent guest to talk with us about drugs. He's an adult, but he's pretty cool.
Did you know that the Kids Help Phone is Canada's only toll-free, bilingual phone and web counseling service that's open 24 hours a day?
On guard!
Today on Gen Y, we face off into the world of fencing.
Today on Gen Y, we're up here at the peak of Vancouver at beautiful Grouse Mountain.
Have you ever stopped to wonder why Vaisakhi actually happens? Not only does it celebrate the Sikh identity, but as well it brings together thousands of people and celebrates diversity and multiculturalism. Let's see if I've still got it.
After the break, we'll be showing you how you can send your ideas to us for the show.
It's in your own community. Lindsay is such a show-off.
Par, bogey, birdie.
And I think if we give every youth an opportunity, you'll be amazed by the things they come up with.
The story of my life. See, I'm a good singer, right? Wow.
Mi, fa, sol, la, ti.
Avalon, you may want to join the musical theater program.
Thanks for watching. Stay classy.
San Diego.
We'll do our line right.
All right, you guys, we're going to put together the fall '94 issue.